Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today is the very first episode of Design Your Destiny. I have completely reinvented who I am showing up in the world today. I'm your host, Antonika Chanel, and I am so excited to have you here as we begin this new journey together. This video cast, this podcast, whatever you want to call it, it's about exploring the power of the mind and the energy within us and how we can tap into that power to heal, grow, and live authentically. We are here today in Kentucky. I decided to take a small work trip out to this beautiful cabin in the woods, and I couldn't resist the urge to have this conversation with you today here outside. And so here we are in all of nature, the water in the ponds running, and the crickets and the birds are chirping behind me, and it's just the perfect place to be, to just have this little fireside chat. Now, for our first episode today, I want to dive into a topic that's at the core of what I do as a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, and the incredible connection between energy medicine and the mind. You see, acupuncture isn't just about needles and physical healing. It's about accessing and aligning with the body's energy system, and most importantly, the subconscious mind. So for the past 15 years of my life, I went on this journey of working on world-class cruise ships and private yachts, and I've worked with some of the most incredible human beings I've ever met. Some of them were ultra-high net worth individuals who owned these yachts, and some of them were people who were just chartered the yachts, and others were people that I met on commercial vessels who didn't really understand or knew what Chinese medicine is. And so even though there's thousands of ways to explain what this medicine is, I come from a very different perspective, because 15 years of experience has taught me something that has helped me decide the direction that I want to go for the next 15 years. Now, let's talk a little bit about acupuncture. For those of you who have either experienced it or are hearing this for the first time or are curious about acupuncture, we are really talking about engaging the body's natural ability to heal itself and to go far beyond just addressing the symptoms. We're talking about healing from an emotional level, a physical level, and a mental level, healing the mind and changing our belief systems based on how the energy in the body works. And so by working with energy pathways in the body, the acupuncture meridians we call them in Chinese medicine, it means that we believe deeply and we feel in our core. What we feel in our core plays a huge role in our healing process. Now, I'm going to say that again. What we believe deeply, like if we believe that an external substance is going to take away the pain, and we feel that in our core it's going to take away the pain, then sure, we're giving that power. But the power of how we believe deeply and how we feel in our core and how our body can heal on its own plays a huge role in the healing process. Now, I've treated thousands of people across the world with acupuncture, and 90% of the time they come and see me for the very first time, not knowing anything about acupuncture and just putting in their faith in me as a practitioner and in their body's ability to heal. Now, there's a lot of things happened during that time, and a lot of healing happened not only on a physical level, but also on a mental level, and it created a lot of clarity for people who had been seeking help for years and not getting the results that they're looking for. Now, think about it. In the world that we live today, we are conditioned to seek out medical professionals when something is off with our bodies. And while modern medicine has its place in the world, the approach often centers on treating symptoms rather than really addressing the root cause. And we're giving pills to manage conditions, but what happens when those pills become too much for the body to handle? Well, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, we might find that the medication that we thought were helping has caused us a new set of problems. And so I have found that in practice, I'm either someone's first choice or their last resort. And that makes all the difference in the healing process. So this is where I believe that we need to take a step back and reconsider how we approach healing and health, not only just for the benefit of feeling good, but also for the benefit of living from our most authentic self, from living from a space where we feel so amazing that we are living a life on purpose and that we are able to create the things in our mind into a reality because we feel so good. Now, the truth is, there are methods like acupuncture, mindfulness, and even hypnotherapy that empowers us to harness our body's innate ability to heal, especially from stress. Now, you're probably familiar with hypnosis, and the hypnosis that you may be familiar with is the stage hypnosis, the one where someone comes in and stands on a stage and has volunteers come to the stage and they start giving them suggestions. The volunteers, suggestions to do things to make the audience laugh. I'm coming from the perspective of using hypnotherapy as a method and a means to reprogram the mind and create a way to self-hypnotize so we can reprogram the mind not only to heal, but also to create that dream life and to build your life by design. Now, the chance of doing this, what we are actually risking is that we are risking losing touch with who we are right now and what we think we are capable of right now. And if you're ready to leave that behind and to try on something different, to get out of a situation that's made you feel uncomfortable, to get out of a relationship or a financial situation that has not served you, then you are in the right place. So, what role does our modern world play in all of this? Well, take something as simple as Siri or other quick fix technologies. We've grown so used to instant answers and convenience that we've lost touch with the deeper, more meaningful aspects of our health. For example, the food we eat and the environment that we live in, they're often filled with toxic chemicals that dull our senses and disconnect us from our natural state of being. And so, as we move forward, it's so crucial for us to become more aware of the decisions that we make and how we consume information, how we think, and who we surround ourselves with. It's about aligning ourselves with people who support us and who encourage us to think differently and who push us to grow. This kind of support helps us become leaders in our own lives and helps us to live in the most authentic way and with purpose. So to start taking control, one powerful tool that I want to introduce to you is self-hypnosis. We're all familiar with meditation. We're all familiar with setting time aside either at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day to, train our brain or do a practice that is sacred to us. Well, this practice of self-hypnosis allows you to train your brain and to shift your thought patterns and to manifest real lasting change in your life. While you're sleeping, while you are walking, while you are working out, this is it. Now, if you're new to self-hypnosis, here are a few tips to get started. First, you want to create a quiet space. And these were the things that I did when I was on my journey working on ships as I was developing a new way to come into the lives of other people to help them create the healing that they wanted to experience. Another thing is, when you create a quiet space, that means that you're creating a very sacred time of day, a peaceful spot, whether it's at your desk or it's at a part of your room where you've created a shrine for yourself with your favorite crystals and your favorite rocks, a picture of a loved one, or just messages of affirmation. This is your personal sanctuary, a space where you can feel focused and where you can connect with yourself, because the journey inward is the most important journey. Then you set a clear intention every single day. without failure. Decide what you want to achieve with your self-hypnosis practice. And it could be anything: a better relationship, reducing stress, getting to the next level in your business, building confidence, or even overcoming the fear of something. Whatever it is, be clear and be very detailed and very precise about your intention, because that is how energy works. When I work on patients, my intention is the number one thing that I have to put and give in a session. I am so focused on one patient, on identifying what needles I need to use, what points I need to use, and what manner does the point go in. Because one point can do one thing, but another point is going to direct the body in a different direction. And it's also looking at the different types of protocols I want to use. Will I use Japanese acupuncture? Will I use a method that requires auricular therapy? Maybe the microsystem. It really depends. And so my intention with every single person that I work with is highly important. And this goes for the same with your intention when you sit down and you create that space, that moment of sacredness for you. And then you want to use a phone or any type of device where you can record your session. You use a guided session that you've written out. You can write on a piece of paper, what you want to get out of this session and a story of how you're going to get there. And this is going to be incredibly helpful for you, because when you begin to hear yourself talking into this microphone and you're hearing yourself talking about all the wonderful things that you are creating in your world, your subconscious mind goes into a trance. Now, you can find many scripts. I have many scripts. I can send you scripts. We can create scripts together, but they're out there and they're online and they're there to guide you through the process until you're comfortable doing it on your own. Now, just for you, in the description below, I'm going to give you a link of a hypnosis script that you can use for manifestation of, love in your life. And you can recreate that script any way you like, reword it, and use that as a starting tool. And then number 4, you practice deep breathing. Begin each session with deep breathing. Your breath, your prana, is the fire behind the energy that is within you. And you want to create this deep, slow breath from your lower dantian, which is your lower belly, rising and letting that belly fall. And with each breath, your body starts to go into a deeper trance. This is essential for calming your mind and your body and for setting the stage for effective self-hypnosis. And then I want you to visualize the positive outcome, because as you go through these sessions, focus on the positive change that you want to bring into your life. Visualize this change that you want to see, because visualization is a powerful tool in rewiring your brain. Neurons and neural pathways are created when we can see ourselves in the moment of doing the impossible, of doing what we want to get out of life, of creating the life and the dream and the career and the finances that we want to experience in this lifetime. And finally, consistency. Now, basketball players, football players, pro athletes, they are great because of this one thing. They're consistent. They practice every day. I remember when I was back in college, I loved playing volleyball, and I didn't know how to become the best volleyball player there is, but I wanted to be that person. And so I was lucky enough to have a private coach, And he taught me how to set. This was my first year in practice. And every single day, I was the first person to get to practice and the last person to leave. Pro athletes, they do the same thing. They practice every day. They show up like it's their job. And when they go home, they're in meditation mode. They're thinking about it. This is on their mind all the time. They're visualizing, because that is what it takes in order to become a pro at any sport, especially the ones that are in the Olympics. They train for years. And so consistency, like any practice, it requires regularity every single day. Set aside some time each day, wake up another half an hour early, an hour early just before the house wakes up, before the kids wake up, before the sun comes up, and dedicate this consistent time for you. This is for your growth, for the changes that you are making in your life. And even if it's just for a few minutes to engage in this practice, over time, your body will get used to this regularity, this consistency, and you'll begin to see yourself transform and getting up easily like clockwork. Now, I want you to know that within you, you have the power to create whatever it is that you want to create. I love the ability to guide people from seeing who they are right now and allowing them to see who they are well into the future and having them create that and seeing that being accomplished. And that has happened every single day of my life as a career as a Chinese medicine doctor. People walk in crutches, they walk in wheelchairs, and they walk out of my treatment room with no crutch, no wheelchair. It seems like the craziest thing ever, but that is the power of the mind, and that is the power of the body's ability to communicate with the mind. And because of this, I know for sure that when we change the way we think, the way we look at things, the things that we look at and the way that we feel will change. As we wrap up today, I want to say that I'm so glad for you to be here with me and to listen to this message. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey as I begin to map out this whole entire process of living your life on fire and living your life by design and designing your destiny. Remember, healing starts from within, and until we truly heal, then we can go out there into the world and live that bodacious life that we were created to live, living a life from authenticity, from a place of passion. And that is what we want. Now, you can transform not only your health here with me, but your entire life. And I am so excited to continue exploring these topics with you in future episodes. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to my channel and share it with someone who might benefit from it. Leave a review. These things will help my channel grow, and your support means the world to me. I am just one person, but you, by listening to this, know many other people who really need to get themselves from out of their yuck and muck and into their place in this world where they are they're designed for. So as we grow this community of conscious healers, I want you to know that your support means the world. So until next time, stay connected, stay conscious, and keep healing yourself, and go and try that self-hypnosis. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I hope to have you here again in the next episode.